Yo, what's up, Diamond family? It's your man Vivi. I'm back with another video for you. As always, I'm here on Mondays dropping gems, teaching you how to record and mix your music better. So look, man, I get emails, I get DMs, I get messages, people asking me like, yo, how do I get my vocal to sit in the mix? How do I get it to sound full? How do I get it to cut through? How do I get it to, sit on top of the beat, but still have the beat be loud and punchy too? I'm about to give you a secret. This gem right here is not even a secret because people know all about it, man. I'm going to show you how to get your vocals to sit in the mix, and it's super easy. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to give you a little more advanced tip that works equally as great to kind of take it to the next level. Y'all ready? Let's jump right into it. So the song I'm working on, I'm actually finished mixing and mastering, but I pulled it up because I think it's a good example of what parallel compression can really do to a vocal. So I'm going to play you the before where it's just, there's no parallel compression. I'm actually going to mute the parallel channel and I'll play it with it. You can kind of see what's going on here. I'm just going to play you the hook of the song a little bit, and let's take the parallel compression channel out.
Niggas been hating on me for no reason, I think they just mad that I'm ballin'. These niggas been out play with the gang, cause we gon' pop. And she say I'm awesome, put her back on the house, they gon' drop some, yeah. And these niggas ain't got none, keep on talking about rap, but can't show one, bad.
Right, so the vocal sounds good. Like, it's clean, it floats, it's got some space, it's got some dimension to it, but it's still not quite, it needs a little bit more, something to help it settle into the mix. And I think parallel compression really did that on this song. So I'm gonna unmute the parallel channel and let you hear that.
Niggas been hating on me for no reason, I think they just mad that I'm ballin'. These niggas been out play with the gang, cause we gon' pop. And she said,
so immediately you hear the vocal just got heavier, it got weightier, it got bigger, but it still maintained that same kind of presence within the track. We didn't have to, turn the beat up to kind of compensate for all the extra vocal we got. It just slid right in. So I'm gonna show you what I'm doing on this channel. First, I'm using Nectar, and that's just cleaning up. I'm just rolling off the low end, and I'm just using a shelf right here up to about 600, and we're just taking down 1.8 dB. I wouldn't do this on the lead vocal, but since it's the parallel channel, I'm just doing kind of broad strokes moves, nothing surgical, nothing too precise, just kind of cutting the bulk out. This compressor, I'm actually not even using it. It's just here. You can exit out if you don't need it. Like I said, we're not even using it. And this pitch channel, it just comes as standard on Nectar, and we're not using that either. So we're literally only using this EQ, and then we're going right to our CLA 76, of course. It's the blue stripe because that vintage sound, it just gives you a little bit more grit, a little bit more bite, and I think it works very well for a parallel channel. And I'm showing you the settings I'm using. I have the input cranked to the max. I have the output right at 12 o'clock. I'm using the slowest attack setting, the fastest release setting, and I'm using the all buttons mode. And the all buttons mode is what really gives us that little bit of light distortion and that grit to really make the vocal kind of have some bite to it, have some energy. So let's play it again. I'm going to show you how I blend it into taste.
Niggas been hating on me for no reason, I think they just mad that I'm ballin'. These niggas been out play with the gang, cause we gon' pop. And she say I'm awesome, put her back on the house, they gon' drop some, yeah. And these niggas ain't got none, keep on talking about rap, but can't show one, bad.
On that got none, you can really hear a little bit of that distortion really come through, and so that's how I'm kind of gauging where I should stop. You know what I mean? So I'm going really until I hear the parallel compression clearly, and then I'm backing up some. And so I think I settled actually a little bit less than what I used in the actual mix, but it's still in the same part, still in the same ballpark. And so let's hear that again with the parallel compression added, and we'll really get a feel for that full fat vocal.
Niggas been hating on me for no reason, I think they just mad that I'm ballin'. These niggas been out play with the gang, cause we gon' pop. And she say I'm awesome, put her back on the house, they gon' drop some, yeah. And these niggas ain't got none, keep on talking about rap, but can't show one, bad.
And that's really parallel compression, man. Like, it's really something that's gonna tighten up your vocal and give you this really compressed, solid vocal wall of sound that doesn't move, and it's going to ensure that you hear every single word that's being said. And when you can mix that in with a less compressed, more dynamic vocal, it really makes for the perfect vocal take, right? So I know I promised you guys a more advanced tip, so I'm going to show you right now. If you go to your music bus and you load up the plugin called Soothe from Oak Sound, right? So this little key right here is where you can set your sidechain input. We're going to set the sidechain of this plugin to receive signal from our all vocals bus, right? We're going to just stretch this out the rest of the way, or just down until kind of where we rolled off our vocal. And what's going to happen now is our vocal is going to be sent to this Soothe plugin, and it's going to tell the Soothe plugin exactly when to duck the beat to give the vocal a little bit more space. So it's going to be a very subtle effect, but I'm really going to exaggerate it so you can hear what's going on. Let's start with just this red band. Let's hear first what it's doing.
Niggas been hating on me for no reason. I think they just mad that I'm ballin'. And these niggas been not play with the gang, cause we
So the thing that you hear is what could possibly be fighting with your vocal. So the higher we raise this, the more it's going to turn that frequency range down. And if we mess with the depth, it's actually gonna basically the limit of how far down it will turn it. So if we bring the depth back here, it will only turn it down a little bit, and if we turn it all the way to the max, it'll turn it down as much as possible. So let's start in the middle, and then I'll start to make the depth more depth so you can hear more dramatically what's going on.
Niggas been hating on me for no reason. I think they just mad that I'm ballin'. These niggas been not play with the gang, cause we gon' pop. And she say I'm awesome. Put her back on the ops, they gon'
So all it's really doing is all the frequencies that are under this curve right here, it's turning them down based on the energy that the vocal is giving it. So if the vocal gets really loud in in this certain frequency range at a certain point, it's gonna turn the beat down more. And if the vocal doesn't really need that extra space, then it won't trigger the beat to be turned down. So like I said, I've exaggerated. I'm going to turn it back a little bit so you can kind of see where we would kind of use it in the context of this mix.
Niggas been hating on me for no reason. I think they just mad that I'm ballin'. These niggas been not play with the gang.
And as I'm going back, you can start to hear the hi-hats just come back to life in the song. I'll do it one more time.
Niggas been hating on me for no reason. I think they just mad that I'm ballin'. These niggas been not play with the gang, cause we gon' pop. And she say I'm awesome. Put her back on the ops, they gon' drop some, yeah. And these niggas ain't got none. Keep on talking about raps, but can't show one, man.
And I'm comfortable. I'm happy with that. The cool thing about this plugin though is it's only going to affect the frequencies that are under this curve. So if we don't want it to touch anything under 2K, perfect. It's not really messing with anything under there. Or if we don't want to touch the high end at all, we only want to mess with the lower end, we can we can move these blobs around and these curves around to affect the beat in relation to our vocal very precisely. So that's a more advanced tip. I think you guys should really dig in and start messing with that one. If you have Soothe and you're doing a lot of mixes to 2 tracks, it's a lot easier to get things kind of balanced or to get your vocal to sit right on top of that beat if you use Soothe and use that key input. That's all I got for you today, man. As always, my name is Vivi. If you need your song mixed or mastered, please send me an email, info@vvsrecording.com. And if you got any questions or anything like that, man, leave them down below. We're all learning and growing together. Diamonds only. Peace.